Welcome to this week's podcast. I'm Tim Weigel with the New York State IPM program and also with the Lake Erie Regional Grape program. And welcome to Invasive Species Week in Western New York. It's July 9th, and if you're into pests, this is Invasive Species Week. One of the things that we are doing, we're doing a cooperative project with the New York State Department of Ag and Markets. It's the Cooperative Ag Pest Survey, or the Farm Bill Survey, and what we're doing is we're looking for invasive species in grapes in the vineyards of Western New York. And what that does is, what we hope is that we find zeros, that we don't find any of the invasive species that we're looking for. And what we're really looking for with this survey is we're looking for European grapevine moth, European grapeberry moth, which is different than our native grapeberry moth, the light brown apple moth, and the grapevine mealybug. We're also looking for viruses and spotted lanternfly, which has not made it up into New York yet. This goes across all the grape growing regions of New York State. We have cooperators on Long Island, the Finger Lakes, the Hudson Valley, and so as you can tell, it's pretty extensive. And what we hope to do by this is collect a lot of zeros. We check the traps every 2 weeks. We service them or check them 8 times during the growing season through harvest. And if we collect a lot of zeros, what that allows us to do, or allows Department of Ag and Markets, is that if other states, countries ask us, well, do you have this pest? We don't want to be importing it when we import agricultural goods from you. We can say, we monitored for it and we don't have it. And this is, I think, the 6th year that we've been doing the Farm Bill Survey in New York State for grapes, and at this point in time we have found none of the target moths that we're looking for, which is good news. So we're doing it again in 2018, hoping for the same results. You can see on the end post, we always flag the end post so we know as the growing season goes, vines get larger and larger. The traps that we use aren't necessarily really big. We do use specific pheromone traps for the different moth. And so as you can see right now, Vinny is going to put out one for European grapevine moth. And inside that is a pheromone cap. And the pheromone releases a sex pheromone and brings in the male of the moth species that we're looking for. All right, so the pheromones we're talking about come in foil packets. And that's because any heat or light that hits that is going to cause the pheromone to basically volatilize. And so you can lose a lot of the pheromone just in transit. So they are foil lined packets. Typically we keep these either in a refrigerator or freezer to keep it down, to limit the volatilization. And so we'll grab hold of it, and it's usually in a rubber capsule like that. Septum or sedum, they call it. And then we take that and we will stick it into the trap that is specific for the pest. And the trap itself has a sticky bottom, and it's either removable or the entire trap is sticky. And the moth goes in, gets caught in the stickiness, can't make its way back out, and then 2 weeks go by, we can go out and we can look at the moths that were captured and determine whether or not our target moth was in there. With the Commodity Ag Pest Survey, we're concentrating in wine grape vineyards, nurseries. The reason for this is that a lot, or a majority of, the invasive species that we're concerned about have actually made their way into California. And so if we get nursery stock that is imported into Western New York from California, that is one way for the invasive pests to come this direction. And so that's why we're concentrating mostly on the wine grapes and not in the 30,000 acres of Concord that we have here. But you can, if you're driving down the road and you look at a vineyard and you see lots of colorful flagging tape and a number of different types of traps that are out there, figure you just went by a vineyard that we're doing the Commodity Ag Pest Survey or the Farm Bill Survey in. If you have any questions, comments, if you have some suggestions for podcasts in future weeks, please leave them in the comment section below.